what's up, my little Tattle Tells? Listen, we need to get right into this. This is breaking news. This is not speculation. This is fact. We have the court documents. I'm going to be going live later on today, but y'all, they are trying to Britney Spears, Wendy Williams, and this isn't speculation, okay? They are trying to literally, Wendy does not have access to any funds. And when you see why, you're going to be like, yo, what is going on? Wendy has petitioned the court to get involved for an emergency injunction. Y'all, let's get into these facts. Before we start, two things I want to say. I know I started off so dramatic. Two things I want to say. One, this is speculation. When I say Britney Spears, it's not exactly the same, but when you see what they're trying to do, they are dead wrong, and that's why Wendy's getting the courts involved against Wells Fargo. Second of all, my little Tattle Tells brought me this story, but they were watching Choke No Jokes live stream where he seems to saying that he's maybe going to have a sit down with Wendy, maybe, and he has other information. I'm putting a link to Choke's No Jokes live stream because he's the one that broke this story, so he should actually get credit for it. But y'all, I'm going live later on to break the legal documents down, all right? And Jess Jonda, attorney at law, will be there with me, and we're going to break these legal documents down. But let me give you the overview because, baby, this is weird. All right, let's start from the top. Wendy Williams is seeking an emergency petition for preliminary injunction, temporary restraining order, and other relief in the aid of her petition. What is her petition? Wells Fargo has frozen her account with millions in it. Millions in it. This is not up for debate. This is not up for speculation. They have frozen the accounts. But the reason they are, y'all, is shady. I smell a scam. Let's get into this. Now, if you don't know, Wendy Williams has several $1 million worth of funds in her Wells Fargo account, okay? Now, there was a woman, her name is Lori Scholler. You know how when you do private banking, right? Over a certain amount, you have private banking. When you're private banking, you're assigned a dedicated person that when you come in, they're just like, hi, how are you doing, Miss Williams? They hand you a bottle of water and they do your stuff. You don't wait in line at the teller like everybody else. She's a private banking client at Wells Fargo. She was assigned a wealth management person. A wealth management person, her name was Lori Scholler. The wealth management person, if you want, they can they're two things. They're like your personal customer service agent, and the bank wants them to sell you other stuff. Wants you to keep your money there so they can earn interest and also loan that money out to other people. The bank wants you to maybe invest in a business loan or home equity loan, a mortgage. The whole thing is that you keep your money with them. That's their main job. Their second job is to 100% make sure that you are a client and that you are happy. They do look through your things to make sure there's no erratic spending, to make sure there's nothing funny going on. But largely, their whole point is a function of the bank to sell. Important to note that they also get commission for drawing in and keeping high net worth clients because that's how the bank makes their money off of moving around the money that you put in. Okay, we got that? So Lori is the financial wealth manager, private wealth manager. So 2 weeks ago, Lori Scholler, right? Lori Scholler decided that she didn't think that Wendy Williams was of sound mind. She decided that Wendy Williams was not of sound mind, follow me on this, and she denied her to any access, whether online or otherwise, to her financial accounts, her assets, or her statements based on what Lori said. Lori recommended this to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo literally froze all of her accounts. Yes, narco styles. It's all shut down. You with me? The thing was, there's three issues. Wendy's family or estate said three things. One, how is Lori shutting down and freezing the account? Because we fired Lori. We fired Lori for malfeasance. Malfeasance is you somehow mishandled things. We fired her for malfeasance, right? An improper contact in a professional relationship to Wendy Williams. Lori was let go by the family saying, we don't want to work with you anymore. And the family, it looks like, was going to transfer funds to another bank because they thought Lori was unprofessional. They thought she was disrespectful, and they thought they could get a better deal at another bank. Now follow me on this. I know you guys have questions. Lori then, this is by the court documents, right? Lori then froze the accounts and recommended to Wells Fargo that the accounts be frozen. For 2 weeks, Wendy has not had any funds. She cannot write a check. She cannot make a debit card purchase. The only thing that she has access to now, I believe Choke No Joke said, is a credit card. And he said it was an Amex and it might not be any limit. Okay, I don't know, but this is that. What is verified in the court documents, I'm telling you, and what Choke said, I will also tell you. Okay. The reason Lori said that she froze everything so Wendy couldn't move her wealth outside of Wells Fargo and she'll lose her commission, right? And maybe even get fired for losing a high value client like that, right? It's because she saw Wendy engaging in erratic behavior. Something wasn't adding up. When the family pressed her and said, okay, but what wasn't adding up? Why don't you let me know? Lori was not able to introduce any documentation of any transaction, right? Any transaction that either needed to be paused or rejected. To me, reading this, it sounds like she made it up. Now, I'm going to go through the legal documents line by line later on in a live, but for now, let's just rock with this, okay? Lori says that she had the right to do that, to pause or reject instructions for a proposed transaction pending judicial or administrative remedies should they suspect financial exploitation, dementia, or undue influence. Okay, but here's the thing they were saying. Lori doesn't have a personal relationship with Wendy. How did she suspect this? And this puts things into, is this why all these rumors have been coming up about Wendy not being sound and she needs this and she needs that and ooh, she has dementia and all this other stuff? Because there has been speculation from people. Just going to go off on a tangent. There has been speculation from people, and I even myself wondered who is trying to ruin Wendy Williams. That basically they were trying to take control of Wendy's state. Her financial managers, her business managers, whoever were trying to take control of her state. Choke, who seems to have an in with Wendy's family, speculates that Wendy's family stepped in just in time in order to stop that from happening. And that's why they froze these transactions. Now, Choke also says that Wendy's son has power of attorney. I have not verified that, and I'm looking through the legal documents to see if that's actually mentioned. But he's saying that Wendy's son has power of attorney. If you know anybody with power of attorney, you would know that power of attorney guarantee they are basically like you. So when you are declared mentally unsound, for whatever reason you can't make your own decisions, a power of attorney steps in. They have all the same rights that you would have, only they have been legally certified as sane. So even if Wendy did have dementia, and even if her faculties were going, the power of attorney, you have no right to stop the power of attorney from doing anything. They are you. Right now, they have not given a specific reason on why they're doing this, but you're now saying that Wendy doesn't have access to her funds. And guess what? The power of attorney, who is her son, Kelvin Jr., also you're denying. Now, when I say denying, they will not let them see statements. They will not let them see deposit receipts. They will not let them see even online balance inquiries. The whole account is blocked. Wendy's team does say, her lawyers are saying that even if that provision did apply and you could freeze all assets, and, be like, okay, you don't have access to it. They're saying that Wells Fargo is going beyond the scope of the authority granted by that provision to freeze if they think there's any type of malfeasance or any type of, declining mental health, dementia, whatever. They're going beyond the provisions granted by completely denying Wendy the ability to access or even view, either online or otherwise, her financial assets and statements, which Wendy has requested for the purpose of finding out the current standing of her accounts, and which is not a transaction as contemplated under the agreement. Y'all, why won't they let this woman see her money? I'm not even joking. Why won't they let her see it? I've spoken to a bunch of lawyers about it. We're going to have Jess Jonder down to actually break down the legal documents. I'm going live. Make sure you subscribe and put on your notifications. But you guys, this is highly unusual. It's highly unusual. And again, the level of alarm we should have that this is happening, and this puts a spin on everything we've been saying about the way the networks are trying to make Wendy seem crazy, the way there are whispers about dementia, the way there are whispers about her being mentally unsound, when really my guess is, and this is just my guess, Wendy is fighting her addictions. And Choke No Joke actually says, or implies that he's spoken to the family and Wendy's getting better. She's not 100%. Right? But she's on her way there, and she needs to be 120% to then go back in and deal with the show and the network of execs and everybody else that is trying to take a piece of her while she's down. Y'all, this is serious stuff. We need to talk about it. Turn on your notifications so we can go live together and actually get to the bottom of it. If you saw my Tasha K coverage with Just Jonda, you know this is going to be good. All right, y'all. I will see y'all soon. Bye, my little Tattle Tells. Stay safe and pull your money out of Wells Fargo, because this isn't the first time I've heard something funny about them, but I digress. Let's just move on.